Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Casual Anime Discussion. My name's Trent.
My name's Brandon.
And today we're going to be talking about Berserk 1997. But before we talk about Berserk, Brandon, how have you been?
I've been alright, man. I mean, I guess you saw me over the weekend. Nice Halloween party. We all got a little...
Yeah, I got a little violent at the end.
Yeah. I punched a window. Broke it.
Trying to kill a wasp. And then you're just like,
Yeah,
bam! And I remember seeing your face after you did it. You were just like, did that seriously just happen?
Dude, you know what the craziest thing is? I go and I smack it, right? I'm like, was it in my head or did that actually break? And I turn around and I see everyone laughing.
You're pretty
and
far
Amanda
gone.
just opened the door to outside. I was like looking at me like,
are you serious?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Noah was dying.
Amanda's my wife, so as soon as I saw her looking at me, I'm like, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, Noah was dying, and then everyone started coming outside.
Dude, everyone started following outside. I'm like, really?
There was like a handful of people who didn't notice because they were like still dancing or whatever. But that was pretty funny.
I actually fixed it.
Oh, you did?
I went and I fixed it, so
that's
I don't feel bad anymore. So.
All right, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Also, well, from the last time that we did a casual discussion, we also went to Field of Streams, which was fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm definitely sure they added new places to that haunted hayride thing, because I don't remember. I definitely don't remember the cryogenic lab. I don't remember the.
The last time I went to the cryogenic lab, I got licked, and I saw the son of a bitch that did it. He
was it
there,
the guy?
That doctor. Yeah, the doctor with the beard.
Did he seriously lick you?
Yeah.
I guess they don't do that now because of COVID.
All the way up, dude.
Ugh.
You know, and someone, like one of the girlfriends, and he was like bugging him. And I was like, give me a kiss. And he looks at me, he's like, you want to kiss, big boy? I'm like, yeah. I didn't think he'd do it, but he licked me. He did.
Yeah, I remember one of the, it was like the first or second one of the chicks jumped up. And she was like scaring one of the other girls. And she was looking at me. I was like, hey, can I have your number? I just sent it to her and she just like walks off. But yeah, that was fun. There was one time, I don't know if I told you this yet, where we were going through like the asylum or whatever it was, and Caden was right behind me, and we were walking through, and Caden was like sticking real close behind me, right, and I felt someone's head on my shoulder, and I thought it was Caden, like, okay, and then I turn around, I'm like, oh shit, and it's like some guy in a mask, so that got me a little bit. But besides that, yeah, it was fun. And then the what was it? The Halloween costume party was fun. I went as Miles Morales. That was man.
I don't think anyone got a Joker. Got a picture of me.
No one at all.
Full
Dude, that would have been so cool to have it with the you had the purple and green lightsaber.
I went as fucking Darth Joker.
Darth J.
So I had like the vest, the shirt, and then I had his robe, and I had black pants and black boots, and then I had a black like sleeveless thing on with a hood, and I had my face painted, hair dyed, and then I had like purple gloves. I guess it was cool. Purple.
It definitely was cool.
Purple and a green lightsaber.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. And you said you're doing Darth Maul this weekend, right?
I'm doing Darth Maul this weekend.
That's gonna be
bald cap.
Sick.
Like, I'm gonna be gluing my eyebrows, keeping my face shaved for it.
Wow, sounds like a lot of work. I could never do that.
It's gonna be early in the day. I'm gonna be putting makeup on, dude.
All right. Besides that, nothing really else. Let's just get into it. We're gonna talk about Berserk, the 1997 series. This was Brandon's pick, second pick of the month, and I always heard about Berserk. I always knew, like, okay, guy with a giant sword. That's basically the gist of what I got. I know it's like one of those animes that people like. They talk about like the classic animes, like this,
Berserk
Gundam,
classic.
Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z, like those like classics, and it's like up there, and a lot of people say it's the best. And I always was just like, okay, yeah. I mean, I've never gotten around to it, but whenever I get to, I'll watch it. And I was expecting going into the series to be like, okay, guy with a giant sword. I want to have some great action set pieces, action stuff like that. And but then like, okay, it's an older anime, right? So the action isn't great, but I really love the characters and the story. Like, I was
Oh yeah, dude.
invested. Like, I started like last Friday. I watched like the first 13 episodes. I was like, man, I want to binge all of this, but like I'm trying to spread it out a little bit so I remember it more. So I had to watch the next 12 the next day, and I just blew through them as soon as I woke up. I'm like, yes, Berserk, and I just wanted to watch the rest of it. Man, it was so like it was so much better than I was expecting, honestly. Like from like the because like the action in like the first or second episode, I'm like, oh man, is the action gonna be like kind of like framey or whatever, where it's just gonna be like the same frames over and over, and it kind of is for the most part. There's some
I felt like
action
as
scenes that
it
are
went
pretty cool.
on, the like you could see the animation get better.
I know.
I wasn't sure if I was the only one who saw that, but like I felt like it wasn't fuzzy like in the beginning. I felt like the beginning was fuzzy.
A little bit, yeah. Also,
And then
I mean,
as the end went on, I felt like they had like a more of a like, okay, people are enjoying this, and they're putting more time and effort into it.
also I think like what was I gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say, but yeah, it's an older anime, but again, I feel like there was some parts that like of the action I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, I really got invested into the characters and just a lot more than I was expecting.
The story
like,
in general, like you didn't really think like you thought like the main thing was gonna be Griffith, like becoming king, right?
Yeah.
That's what everyone thought was the end goal.
Mm-hmm.
No,
there's a whole lot more.
Plot twist. That demon from before. I like how they dropped that in there. That demon in the very beginning that they fought.
Oh yeah.
In that castle.
Mm-hmm.
And he warned Guts. He's like, yeah, he is not your friend, dude.
Well, he said like if his dream crumbles, like if you think he's your friend, when his dream crumbles, you'll die. Essentially, is what he said. So like, if anything, like yeah, we'll get into all that later. But yeah, I just man, every episode, like at the end of it, I was like, damn it, I want to see more, and I just kept going and going. We also watched this on YouTube, so that might have been why it like was a little grainy. Well, I watched on YouTube.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, that's actually the only place where you can watch it.
Wow, really? That's insane. I wonder if is it like not?
It's only because they remade it, and like I think the remake version is favored.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, we'll get into
There's
that later.
3 movies based on.
Oh yeah.
Anime.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, what about you? Why'd you pick it? How'd you like?
So basically, I never watched the 1997. I watched the 3 remake movies.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it does get more in detail with Guts, Griffith, and how he takes, like ascends up there in rank. Because in the remake, it's just like he does one incredible feat, and the king's like, "Yeah, put him up here," and that's that. I don't know. I felt like after watching the remakes, I was like, I need to see the original piece. I need to figure, we talked about it. Like, we weren't sure which one we were going to watch first, or if we were going to watch.
It took a while for us to figure it out.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I'm so glad we started with this because I felt like, and think about it, like we only got like it's not even all the story. Like first off, the manga is apparently a lot. Like this might be the first. If I had a way of getting the manga and reading it, I'm tempted because the manga goes in more detail. Like there's some stuff they skip over, like how Guts dealt with sexual abuse when he was a kid. It goes more into I think like some more stuff that's like happens in between a lot of the stuff that we see in the show, but like everyone says like from the stuff that I read over the weekend, like the Berserk manga is like amazing. And also something that annoyed me is that the show ends before we get into the next thing, and it's just like I wish we got more.
That is a serious cliffhanger, dude.
100%. And then what do we have? We have Berserk 2016, which everyone hates. But I mean, I'm still somewhat tempted to watch it because I just want to see, like, at the very least, the story.
I feel like you will still enjoy 2016, like to an extent.
And 2017 is supposed to be real good, is what I heard.
Yeah, 2016. I feel like you're gonna enjoy just to get the rest of the story.
Mm-hmm. Like I just, at the very least, I just want the end of the Griffith stuff. I don't care about anything else that happens after. I just want the Griffith stuff.
Could you imagine people who watched the Berserk series in 1997, right?
Mm-hmm.
and then they released 3 movies based off that.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be so irritating.
I'd be like, no, give us the rest, you bitch. Give us the rest.
I felt like after they released those 3 movies, I felt like the fan base of Berserk was like, what the fuck? This isn't what we wanted.
I can't find a reason why they didn't continue the series. I'm looking and I'm trying to find like.
I don't know. I feel like you should still watch the remakes.
I was gonna ask.
The fight scenes are awesome.
I was gonna ask you about that because I was gonna say like maybe, and I was gonna ask if this is okay with you if next month, once we get my picks out of the way, if we go back to your month, we do the Berserk movies plus 2016, 2017, which altogether is like 25 episodes or 24, I forget. Try to get knock out the rest of the Berserk series. And
I'm alright with that. I really am.
Yeah,
at this point,
I want to
it's fresh on our mind and stuff.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I definitely need to continue.
Especially with that cliffhanger in there,
dude. That annoyed the out of me. But yeah,
the amount of hatred everybody felt at that moment, dude.
Because it got oh man, it was so good. You know what is kind of weird, funny, when we were talking about where to start, right? And I wanted to look up because I'm subscribed to this one reaction channel, this group of guys that react to anime and stuff, and they did Berserk, but they started with episode 2 and then they did episode 1 last. I now know because episode 1 basically is a spoiler because in episode 1 he says Griffith, and I'm like, and then when episode 2 when we meet Griffith, I'm always waiting for okay, when does Griffith turn bad? When does Griffith turn bad? I wish I started with episode 2 because then I wouldn't be expecting that. Man, that pissed me off.
You know what's crazy though? All right, so you gotta give it to them. I actually like the way they did that. If I hadn't watched the remakes, right? I forget how they start those off.
Mm-hmm.
But think of it like this, dude. I honestly, or even rewatching the 1997, I already kind of forgot about Griffith, and if someone was watching that, they'd forget that because I feel like you get so invested in the story, you forget the minor details until it pops up when Griffith became the Demon King or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel like at that moment you're like, oh my goodness, now I remember episode 1, and I remember the episode with the demon that they fought in the castle.
Yeah. I feel like
it all makes sense.
Yeah, but I kind of felt like it would have been a better I wasn't expecting Griffith to turn bad at the end if I didn't watch that first episode first, but I kind of understand why I started with it because it's okay, the episode should have basically ended in all those movies that do that where it's hey, I'm Guts, you wondering how I got here? Well, here it is, and just a narration and stuff like that. But yeah, Berserk was fucking awesome. So I'll get into my notes. I like the intro. I like the intro a lot.
Dude, why was the intro so happy?
I know, right?
And there's blood, gore,
don't know what,
rape.
don't know what, don't know what you said. I really enjoyed it. I downloaded it. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I did actually while watching it. I actually sat there and watched through the intro, and every once in a while Amanda would come in. You gonna skip it?
No, that's a good ass song. Also, the show reminds me. Oh man, it makes me want to watch. I never watched it before, but it reminds me of Vampire Hunter D a little bit. I really want to watch it because that's an older anime too. That's supposed to be pretty good. Let's see. Era wrist launcher. Okay, so the characters. So yeah, I really. Who's your favorite character? Because I might like Griffith the most. That is so hard. I might like Griffith the most.
Griffith?
Yeah,
I like Guts the most. But dude,
Guts
out of their little band, dude.
Casca was also good.
I like Pippin, the big dude.
Yeah, Pippin.
Why is his name Pippin? That sounds
know.
Like a jolly little
Scotty Pippin. I don't know, but
I don't know. I liked him, and then I liked the guy he always hung out with, the guy with the knives.
Oh yeah, Juno, I think, or
Juno. Yep.
Yeah, him. There was the kid. I forget what his name was.
And there's Corgus.
Was his name Kuska? Or
Casca,
not Casca. No, the guy, the asshole guy.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, had him. Casca was real good. At first I thought she was gonna be annoying, but she ended up being a good character. And also, I mean, again, like, it just shows you how anime is so much better at doing representation. Casca's a freaking a woman, and she's Indian or black, whatever, and she's a badass character. You know, like, there you go. That's how you do it. You don't have to shove it in the face. Oh man, dude. Oh no, I just remembered there was an article that came out like in the past week that Netflix is gonna do a Berserk remake.
Wait.
Or a Berserk live action. I mean, is
God.
what I mean. It's not gonna be good. Casca's gonna be like the.
It's like you
they're
said,
gonna ruin her.
Netflix is either like fucking awesome or just like, God, why? Why would you even attempt that?
If Netflix is gonna do anything, freaking just remake Berserk same way, beginning to end. Do that. Don't like. Come on. But yeah, Griffith.
I don't know. They already have a remakes, but
well, yeah.
Before we leave the
But
character,
I'm talking like from beginning to end, and also like no holding back. Like show everything, like in the manga and stuff like that. That's what I want. Because
before we leave the character discussion, though, Corgus, were you ever annoyed at him being the way he was?
At first, yeah, but you kind of understand a little bit because Guts killed two of his friends, but like he's the one who started it.
I felt like he was like the one who actually like had the thought process of a normal human being, dude. like you said, he killed two best friends. After a while, he gained his trust, and that it is what it is.
Even though he still didn't
Guts,
like them, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill two of your friends, it's still gonna be way on the back of your mind. And then you had the part where Guts left. I mean, if I was in Corgus's or any of their shoes, I'd be like pissed too.
Yeah.
You work your ass off the whole time.
Wait till we get to that. I got a lot to say on that. But
and then you leave.
Yeah. There's let's see. We got Casca. I really enjoyed. I feel like with Griffith, just because I was expecting when we first met Griffith, because of that first episode, like he was going to be evil immediately, like he had ulterior motives. Mm-hmm. But he has so much depth to his character because it's like he feels like it's his destiny to be king, and he does have like, you know, Guts kill the one guy, but it's like, well, that's because the one guy tried to have him killed, right? Yeah. So it's like somewhat justified. And also Griffith, like, you know, they had that story about that one kid who joined his band who died, and that changed him, and how he said, like, I forget what he said specifically, but it was like, I consider a true friend someone who has their own dream, not like cling to someone else or someone else's, I guess is what. But yeah, Griffith, and also like everything Griffith was willing to do to become king. Like, again, like having Guts kill the one guy and like killing the queen, and also, and again, like with the one governor guy, like being with him so he give him money and stuff. Like, it's a lot, and I just really enjoy Griffith.
At that point, he was borderline cynical. There it is. Sinister, I guess.
Sinister. We mean evil, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Like, it was borderline, like, it was weird because he still kept his same composure and he talked right. But every once in a while, he'll do that eye thing, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was... Yeah, I wrote that down. Every time he did that to someone, I was just like, dude, that's pretty awesome. I forget what... Yeah, he's like... I wrote down, Griffith is kind of badass, uncovering plot to kill him, like, both times, and I thought that was awesome. He's so good. Guts, Casca, a couple other characters we had. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. So, we had Princess Charlotte, who, after, Guts left, Griffith just basically comes into her chamber or whatever and basically has sex with her, and the king's like, okay, you're getting tortured for the rest of your life. There was also the person who plays Princess Charlotte is Misty from Pokemon. It 100% is.
Isn't there someone else who plays Ash in here?
I think
his younger self. Isn't that Ash, dude?
It might be.
I watched the dub. Did you watch the sub?
Yeah, I watched the dub, obviously. I think
I remember. I was like, I can't tell if that's Ash Ketchum as a kid or not.
You know what's funny? I thought for the longest time the guy who played Griffith was Sasuke from Naruto. He sounds exactly like him, but it's not him. I'm like, what? Huh. He sounds exactly like if they did, like, maybe in the remakes or whatever. I'm pretty sure that guy who plays Sasuke can definitely play Griffith because he sounds exactly like him. But yeah, so a couple other characters we had. We had Gambino, Childish Gambino, who was his Guts' old master. Then we had Nosferatu Zod, who was the demon guy, who was an apostle who I forget exactly what was it.
I feel
It
like
was basically
he was badass.
he was dude. You see all his bodies in that freaking place, and he's like, yeah, that was pretty.
I kind of liked when Guts' sword broke and he threw him his.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was
Epic
like, whoa,
moment,
who
dude.
is that? Because the first second I'm like, is that Gambino? How's he alive? And then it turned out I was like, oh, holy shit! So yeah, that was really dope. Let's see. Really like the first. Yeah, you go.
That I really liked how they had a diverse amount of like villains. I guess the right way. You had that disciple. You had they had that one Whale of Tudor or whatever his name was.
Yeah, the guy who kept the stupid guy. Yeah, like this technique's been passed down from my family for 300 years.
generations.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then you had the Rhino guy. I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah,
Rhino General.
Yeah, I thought I had his name.
He was pretty dope.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I liked him.
And I don't know, just in general, like then you had the guy like the king's brother who was the general.
Yeah.
Who tried to kill him.
Who like you can kind of see like he's not evil. He's just like kind of like he's like I guess selfish is the word because he's like, oh, this commoner is coming out of nowhere. He's trying to raise his way up the ranks. Like fuck him, you know, kill him, you know, whatever. And oh my gosh, dude, can we talk about that scene where like Guts comes in, kills him, and then he straight up kills his son? I was not I literally just was like that. I went, whoa! I was not, yeah, go berserk, child murder.
Fuck them kids.
I felt bad. I was like, damn.
I didn't do, dude. Like they had that little moment with the dad and the son, and then obviously like the servant trying to like, please don't be so hard on him. I think it's from the stress of work. And he's like, maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Guts is like, dead.
Yeah, and after like the guy closes his son's eyes, like he'll never know his father's love. I'm just like, damn, that fucking. And then Guts is just trying to escape, and he's killing all these guards and shit. Like,
why didn't you leave the way you came in, Guts?
I know. Like, there was one shot that straight up looked like an episode from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where like General Krell was like cutting through the clone troopers. Like, you saw like a shot where it's up there. Like, there was a shot where like Guts is going through and he's like going like this and stuff. I thought that was. But yeah, that was yeah. So the first episode, let's see, you know, you have like the classic like Wander comes into town and kills like the bad guys and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, another great that Rhino guy, his his brother Samson. Whenever Guts kills him, and then he's talking to his men. He's like, "Don't you want to avenge Samson?" And then you hear one guy say, "No, not really." Like I was like, "What?" That was pretty good.
Dude, that 100-man scene was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was
especially
real cool.
Like I said, it's a shame that this was made in the time it was.
Mm-hmm.
It just because I felt like they would have gone through like the roof with it.
Yeah, and I like how the next morning they find him and he's just laying on a tree with his sword like he always does. It's really cool. I thought actually with that episode, there was probably the coolest move, and it was just like a little scene was where Costco is running, she trips, some guy comes from behind her trying to stab her, she dodges it, grabs her sword, turns around and slices his throat while she's on the ground still. I thought that was real cool. That was like probably like the coolest move, like one-shot move in this entire series. But yeah, so Guts leaving. Okay, so first off, the whole Guts versus Griffith fight was really like, I don't know why, I was emotional. I was getting teary-eyed with it because I was like, I felt bad for Griffith because it's like I feel like he truly cares for Guts, right? Mm-hmm. And Guts is just leaving. I forget what Guts' reasoning is. Is it because he wants to have his own dream, so he has to leave?
He doesn't want to be underneath someone else's dream. He wants to have his own.
Because I think Griffith said, like, I consider someone my equal if they have their own dream or something like that. Something like that, I think he said.
All right. since we're here on this topic too, do we believe Guts leaving caused him to be the Demon King, or do you think that was inevitable?
I feel like if Guts stayed, I mean, I'm assuming if Guts stayed, eventually I would think because like Griffith was made general, right? So I feel like eventually the king would allow Griffith to marry his daughter, and he would have been prince, right? And then the king, whenever he passed away, Griffith would be king, and Guts would be there the whole way, be his like right hand man or whatever. So I feel
General and
like
all that things.
yeah, so I feel because again that one demon guy said like if his dream if he says if his dream crumbles, you'll all die certainly, and I so there was a chance that it didn't have to crumble. He could like if Guts stayed, it wouldn't have crumbled. It would have happened, and then none of this would have happened.
So in all honesty, this
It's
whole
Guts'
show
fault.
is Guts' fault.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean he couldn't have foreseen it obviously, but
I mean,
yeah.
it's like you can't blame Guts, but Guts would have stayed.
Also, I feel like maybe like him. I felt like it would have played more of a role with him leaving by him killing the son of the prince guy, like the general guy, because I felt like that would affect him. Like, I just killed this kid for Griffith. You know what? I'm leaving. You know, like I can't do this anymore. Like I felt, but I don't think it really played into that because he stayed a little bit longer after, because we had that whole like he said I'd rather fight for my life than live it, which is I thought was a cool ass line.
You know what? I'm still thinking about the what if thing. So say Guts did stay. The thing is, Griffith is still destined to be Demon King.
Was it destined or
Because he had that
Well,
necklace.
Well, it said that was they. I thought this said. Hold on, let me look up real quick because I know they said something about that
The
necklace.
medallion stopped him from being killed from the arrow. Remember that?
Yeah, it did.
And then, even when the guy threw it in the drain, he found it later when he was crippled. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to remember what exact. They said something about that where I thought it was. I thought they called it was like the behelit of the king or something. But you know, again, could be like the behelit or whatever it was called. I forget exactly what it said, but yeah. I mean, maybe it was for. But the thing is, though, like that one demon saying, if his dream were to crumble, like I'm pretty sure it said it here. I need to look up the exact what he says. Give me a second.
Because I have a feeling if so it continued, right?
Yeah.
I bet you, like if it was to keep going, like I think you're right. He would be like betrothed and all that. The king would allow it because he was general and kept doing stuff, right?
Mhm.
I bet you money that right before they get married or something, she would get assassinated. And that would stop the marriage, stop him from being king.
Maybe something could have happened, yeah.
And he would have got frustrated beyond all belief.
Yeah, it says here, he says, warning Guts of an inescapable death should Griffith's dream die. Should. So, maybe it's always destined that his dream should die, but, like, I feel like that if and that should mean, like, there was a chance it could have had, like, maybe, I mean, it's like you said, maybe, like, I don't know, something else could have happened. Like, maybe he could have been king and then end up still being the Demon King. I don't know, but, yeah. Let's see. There was a whole other arc that happened, didn't there? There was, like, oh, yeah, they defeated the governor guy or whatever, which, again, was just so messed up, because, like, at the end, whenever he's basically defeated, like, Griffith's right there on his horse, he's like, oh, I loved you and everything. He, like, stabs him, kills him, and stuff like that, so... Pretty crazy.
I ain't gay, but
yeah.
$20, $20.
Yeah, should have said that. That would have been good. Let's see. So, yeah, I already said the manga's a lot darker. So we get to the end, and man, dude, when I saw Griffith when they freed him, man, that was rough. He's like super skinny. He like his tendons are all like cut, like they don't work anymore. He's in that like helmet still. Like, that was insane to see. And I'm like, yeah, I could see how he would become the Demon King now from episode 1.
The scene, though, dude, where they get locked in and Guts goes crazy. because he
Yeah.
sees Griffith. The guy's like, "You won't be able to break through this door." He's like, "This is 4 times enforced," and just
Yeah. That was pretty good. I like that
that
a
was
lot.
awesome.
The yeah, another great scene was when Griffith was like he took the carriage and ran off, and then like he fell in the lake, and then he tried to kill himself, but he didn't, and then the blood ended up going to his behelit, and then all that stuff started to happen. So the God Hand is a group of archdemons, which I thought was awesome. It says a group of archdemons inform Griffith that he has been chosen. So he has been chosen as their final member, and he must offer his comrades as sacrifices to the apostles, like Zod, who become powerful demons by sacrificing their loved ones and their own humanity. So he's not going to be like the king of demons, but he's going to be like a member of the God Hand, basically. He becomes Femto, is his name.
Yeah, there it is.
So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I like the I just like the archdemons thing because it's like, well, first off, there was like 3 or 4 of them, I think. Yeah,
there was 4 of them. Yeah.
There was big skull guy, naked lady, and then like there's 2 smaller ones. I forget what they were, but yeah. Also, and I didn't understand this until I read it afterwards, but essentially what Griffith does is he rapes Casca in front of Guts, and that is like messed up. And I'm betting the manga it's a lot worse than what we saw, because basically I just saw him dip her over and kiss her, and I'm just like, okay, did he put something inside her like a demon and it's gonna explode out of her? But no, it's like obviously that was toned down for the anime.
So the thing is, the remake and the movie, they make that scene a little bit more harder to watch. They add sound effects of her clapping noises, and it's like, oh my god.
Wow, that's gonna be tough to watch. But you understand why.
They drag it out.
You understand why at the beginning why Guts wants to kill Griffith. So
one thing, do you remember in episode 1, Guts has a crossbow?
Yeah, on his one arm because he chopped his one arm off.
Dude, like, you imagine just being so angry.
Yeah, he's just like,
that's it. Fuck this arm. I don't need it.
It's like something from Saw or something where you have to cut your own arm off to keep going or something like that.
So,
it's
like,
crazy.
At this point, you have to see, like, admit, Griffith and Guts are equals, dude. The stuff that Griffith had to do to achieve what he wanted, Guts doesn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Fought the 100 men, got shot with how many arrows, cut, and then he cut off his own arm just to try to help her.
Yeah.
Like,
also, I mean, like, the thing that sucks about this is, like, that first episode doesn't tell us what happened. Like, what happened to Casca? Is she alive? She dead? I don't know. I have a feeling she's alive, but yeah, I mean, we're that, you know, I'm not even giving you a decision anymore, Brandon. You're a month. We're doing the rest of Berserk because I
want to watch this because the thing is, remember I told you I started the new series. I didn't finish it. I started, and you're asking all these questions. I'm like, oh, I do know how that's going to end up, but I cannot. I'm not spoiling that for you because I see how much you're invested in it.
I just want the clear ending of all the Griffith stuff. If there's anything that happens after, I don't care. I just want to know. I just want to see the final battle between Griffith and Guts and figuring out what's going on there. I do know one spoiler though. That happens like later in the manga. I think, I don't know if it's someone made just like a what if or something like that. But we'll talk about it whenever we get to like the movies or the end of like Berserk or whatever. But yeah, it's just, man, this, I wasn't expecting like this series so much. It's not necessarily a top 10, although I might have to reevaluate. Maybe if I see how the rest of the Berserk series is, maybe I might give it
I feel like with the storyline based off what you hear, and I feel like if you combine both 1997 and the 3 movies together, I think you will make it like a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the 1997, because of what they had to deal with studio-wise and all, they put more story into it, more effort.
Yeah.
The movies, they substituted the story for longer fight scenes and more epic battles and all, which, I don't know, I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool that they did remake it.
Also, I thought the voice acting was good in this series, by the way, too. Like,
yes,
I didn't feel like it was, again, Griffith.
None of the actors shouldn't have been voiced by who they were voiced. Everyone was, like you said, voiced pretty damn well.
Yeah. All right. Favorite scene. I think I already said Griffith versus Guts the second time. I thought it was the most emotional I got. I feel like for the series because that's just the history these two had, and I was just like, I wanted them to stay together. You know.
I feel like in this 1997, it had to be like at the end when Guts found Griffith the way he was, and when
Oh yeah,
like, crazy, just rushed around the castle, and they found him like just gripping his sword and just like freaking out, and then Casca comes over.
And again, because he realizes like if I'd stayed, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Because like again, like the reason why I was so sad is because I'm pretty sure I'm like 100% sure that like Griffith like thought of Guts as a friend because he got so depressed that he just went into the princess's chamber and had sex with her. Like he wasn't really thinking. I'm pretty sure Guts would have been like, hey, don't do that. Okay, just wait a little longer.
It sucks though because you have to look at like if like, you're a Griffith fan, right? I can like that's it. I'm a Guts fan. Guts was doing it like leaving for Griffith almost because of what he heard Griffith say about like I don't consider any man my friend or equal.
I agree.
So like Guts did it for Griffith and then ended up screwing Griffith over.
I just wish that Guts like talked with Griffith one-on-one about it. Like, hey, dude, I heard you said, like, you know, this. Will you let me leave so I can do that? Like, try to find my own dream and stuff like that. But then Griffith's like, no, I own you. And then that's where it gets a little like, oh, wait. Yeah, I know. Also, like, yeah, anyway.
It's almost questionable if Griffith is gay.
Well, I mean, he definitely had sex with the one guy, and then, but he had sex with the princess, so bye, I guess. They can go into theories, I guess. Remember back when every theory I had was about someone's sexuality? I was going to save that for Griffith. But yeah. I also, from, like, the first, like frame, like, not even seeing Griffith's face, but, like, seeing him in the background, like, laying back, I'm like, is that a chick? Like, seriously, I was like, is that a chick? So, but anyway. Let's see. Worst parts, improvements. Again, the action's not like great, but like again, that's not. I don't care about that in this. Like, I thought I was gonna care about it, but then I ended up being like, oh, I'm more invested in the story than I'm in the action. Like,
yeah.
A lot of it's just like you see character slash, and you see a bad guy, like blood spurting out and stuff like that. So you're gonna get a lot of that in this.
I feel like with the classic animes, they knew, like, if you're watching this, like, you're not there to watch the scenes, like, the fight scenes and all. Maybe some of the classics. I don't know.
Cowboy Bebop came out the same year, I think, and I think that show looks like a lot better, almost.
It does.
Like, it's like maybe Berserk just didn't have, like, maybe had, like, a smaller studio or something.
Well, you gotta think, Cowboy Bebop's, what's it called? Like a shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
It's so much harder to do hand-on-hand combat, but... I feel like the story in older anime was definitely a little bit subpar, mostly because that's what they had to focus on.
Yeah. I wish that just like there was just a one definitive Berserk series, an anime where it covers everything that happens in the. And I know every anime, like sometimes they skip stuff that happens in the manga, sure, but like apparently the manga is like a lot darker and a lot more stuff happens in it, and I'm like, I want that.
You're right. The more I want to read it.
I know. I mean, I like to live, like, it's pretty long, I think. I might have to get, like, a bridge version or something like that. I don't know, find, like, some bridge version. But, yeah, besides that, just the action, and, I don't feel like I don't think there's any time wasting in this series either. Like, I don't think there's any part where I was like, okay, can we just, like, move on to the next arc or whatever
I felt like everything was needed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely, so.
Even when Guts was off by himself, you know, with that, blacksmith.
Yeah.
I felt like him sitting there and just be like, I forget what he decided when he was out there. Like, this is who I am, or what did he found himself, whatever it was. He decided he knew what he wanted to do, I felt like at that point.
Did he? I don't remember him. Like, did he say specifically, like, what he wanted to do, or, like, because, like, he showed up at that one, like, fair or whatever, fought that one night, beat him. And then that one guy was like, "Hey, you want to join us?" And he's like, "Nah,
I thought at that
not
point,
all about that."
remember when he was sitting there looking at his sword, like, I am one with this.
Yeah.
I thought at that point he would just like, I not that he was saying that like he was going to be the best swordsman ever, but just that like he was just going to live by the sword.
Oh,
that's it.
Wait, didn't he say something more like, or did he realize after he left that like, or when he came back, like, oh, this was my dream, was to have people who I care about and people who care about me, or
I know that there was that scene.
I
He
remember,
still was looking for his dream, but he said it to himself like, I am one with the sword, and no matter what my dream is, I am going to live by the sword, and that's that.
mm-hmm.
I felt it was kind of more like he still wasn't sure what his dream was when he was there with the blacksmith. Like, it might not have been the sword.
Okay.
And then it was like deciding fact, like, no, this is it. It's been with me all my life, and it's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
And
I also
found out.
Yeah, go.
Good. Found out that his dream was when all the guys were like, we want to follow you to the end. And he's like, this. I've had it in front of me.
That's what
time.
it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
He's like, it was here the entire time. I didn't even have to run away.
Okay.
And then they all died.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that next. Man, that sucks. Like freaking, I forget what the little kid's name. He died, and everyone else died. Who else was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, I remember one of the voice actors was Sean Schemmel, who voices Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Like, it's an English. Like, I didn't realize the first time I went through it, I was like, I don't recognize that. But yeah, everyone freaking ends up dying. Oh yeah, also in the first episode when obviously he has that mark on his neck, and he has all like those like things around him. Were those like the other archdemons? I think, right? You see, the thing about the first episode is I forget it because I went from 2 to 25 with the same stuff. I should have went back and watched episode 1.
Like,
yeah,
all the skulls and like I think they were just demons, monsters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because like, he's supposed to be a sacrifice.
This isn't a spoiler. Obviously, you know he left. First episode says he escapes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's there with the crossbow in his arm and he's fighting that demon.
Yeah.
Basically, what that mark entails is no matter what he does for the rest of his life, demons, the prophets, are going to chase him down.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, there's nothing he can do. He's going to be fighting and running for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Look, it's kind of funny because that marking almost looks like a Brightburn symbol from Brightburn. I don't know if you ever watched that movie. It's the evil Superman movie.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
it looks exactly like it almost. It doesn't finish up at the top, but yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, mostly good. Sequel series we already talked about. December we'll do the 3 movies, and then 2016, 2017, which I think both are like 12 episodes. Again, I've seen the GIF of the 2016 series where Guts is walking off and it looks like he's a South Park character. I get it. It's probably gonna be really bad, but I need. And I know people are gonna be like, just read the manga then if you want the rest of the story. I know, but like, I don't have enough time to read shit. Okay, like at least when I'm watching an anime, I can do something else while I'm watching it, and also
I feel like it's definitely not that bad. I've heard anime that I thought that like, oh, this is garbage, and you're like, it wasn't that bad. I have a feeling like it's 50-50. Either you're gonna really like it, or it's gonna be like, okay, I understand why they were saying that.
Yeah, it was just like I've heard like so many people say like 2016, like the 3D, but I think 2017 goes back to 2D though. I think so.
I haven't even.
I've seen like one clip of it. I think I saw like one wall or like one shot of it, and I thought, whoa, that looks actually really cool. Can't wait to see that. But I just, I just want a resolution on the whole Griffith thing. If I don't, I'm gonna be real pissed. Anyway, replay value. I mean, I saved the playlist. I kept it. The playlist, like I'm gonna watch it again. I don't know when, but it definitely for me, like it's like I'd say high for this. Like again, like because it's hard because I'm watching so many things. I also have other things going on, so it's like I would rewatch it. I'll just say that.
If you had the time, you would.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know. If this was the only thing, like I'm like, all right, yeah, I would rewatch this. But I don't know. I gotta rewatch the 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
It might be like, okay, yeah, I got the story I needed on 1997, so I'm just going to shove that aside and just continue rewatching.
I guess that technically counts. So, like, yeah, I'll be rewatching Berserk in about a month or so. So, but yeah, that'll be exciting. So, rating and final thoughts. I'll go first. I gave the series an A-, because I also had to give it part of that because of like its place in like history. Because like again, everyone talks about Berserk as like one of like those. Like, I grew up with, like, Dragon Ball Z and, trying to think of another anime. Like, I guess I didn't grow up with it, but like Gundam and stuff. Like my brother always watched that. Like that, those were like the classic animes. Everyone's like, dude, these are awesome, right? And Berserk is there, and so far it's like the second best of those older ones I've watched because I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop yet. Vampire Hunter D I haven't watched yet. Stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think it's just really like I love the fact that I was going in thinking I wanted good action. And then after, I'm like, I don't give a shit about how like one frame the action is. I really like the story and I like the characters so much, and I want to. That's why so badly I want to continue this story because it's so good. But yeah, I gave it an A-.
I'm probably gonna go right there with you. Like, so I watched the remakes first.
Yeah. So
essentially, I watched the badass like action scenes and went back. Dude, usually if I do that, like rewatch an anime that's like 50-50, I'll fall asleep in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, dude, kept my attention the whole way through. I learned new stuff. It is a little different. That's probably also why I stayed focused on it. Like, it is definitely a little different, the storyline with the remakes, but it's good. It's up there. A-. Time it was made, everything, excellent.
Yeah, just really good. And I just like, there's a part of me that just like wants to like. I'll pick the rest of Berserk and then we do whatever in December, but like we'll do it because I really want to watch my next 2 picks because I want to rewatch one of them again. I want to watch the other one. So, but yeah, that was us talking about Berserk 1997, which I think a lot of people. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the movies. Honestly, I heard a lot of people only talk about 97, but like again, we'll see because
I feel like that was.
Wait, are the movies in 3D or are they 2D? I think they're in 3D, right?
I think they're in 3D, but this is a 3D animation I like.
I feel like I recognize it from like Pacific Rim and stuff like that, or Pacific Rim the Black, stuff like that. So that'll be pretty good. Anyway, yeah, those were our thoughts on Berserk 1997. Tell us what you guys thought about it in the comments section. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you're listening to this on audio, be sure to like, share, favorite, review the podcast. And like we said again, December we'll do the rest of Berserk. We'll call it Berserksmas. But yeah, this has been Casual Anime Discussion. My name's Trent.
Mine's Brandon.
And we'll see you guys later.
Hands on my feet. Will